So if you don't know our essentials kit, it literally comes with everything you need to play spades. It comes with the deck. It comes with the score pad. Yes, we have our own score pad. It comes with a pen. And it also comes with a free download of my Spades 101 ebook. Like, it's iconic. Like, who doesn't know Spades? Like, why doesn't it have its own deck? It was just wild to find out it didn't have its own deck. So we went suit by suit, character by character, and essentially we pretty much brought every character to life. My name is Aaron Parker. Everybody calls me AP. I am the owner, CEO, and creator of the Game of Spades. If you are not familiar with the Game of Spades is the very first deck of cards designed and created for playing the Game of Spades. I remember distinctly my mom about to take out, or she did take out, a pretty nice looking deck of cards. You know, it wasn't like your run-of-the-mill dollar store type deck of cards or anything like that. It was like, you could say she spent a couple dollars on them. So we proceed to play spades, and she's about to essentially write on the cards, as most people do, big and little. If you don't have a distinctive way of knowing which one is big or little, because you have, you know, some of these traditional brands that we may know that we grew up in, and you may think, you know, all right, this is big, this is little, but it's always different. Everybody's always arguing which is which, right? So my thought process in the moment was, she's about to ruin these cards by writing on it. And then immediately, right after that, I'm thinking, why doesn't Spades have its own deck? Like, every deck of cards you see nowadays uses that same, what you would call traditional European style court. You know, they more so represent a European style king, queen, and jack. That's what you see all the time. I'm like, no, you know, I'm going to do something that represents, you know, me, that represents other people of color. And we're just going to change it up a little bit. We have a beginner deck. We have what is our expert deck, which is kind of like our staple product, which is the one that, you know, sells the most, which is the one we reproduce. And to date, we have done a first anniversary expert deck to celebrate, you know, the first anniversary of the expert deck. Expert deck features kind of a two-dimensional representation of king, queens, and jack figures that more so represent people of color. It's very obvious, right? You don't know how to play spades? You buy the Essentials kit, you read the ebook. It's a 32-page ebook, easy read. By the time you finish the ebook, now you have everything you need. Now you call over all your other friends that don't know how to play spades. Y'all come over together, get your little secret society where, like, damn, we're gonna learn together, and then we're gonna go to the real spades table when we learn together. Listen, I'm giving y'all everything y'all need to do that. Spades is more than just a game. It's a catalyst. Spades is responsible for intergenerational relationships. You know, sitting down with your grandparents or your parents or your aunts or your uncles, your cousins, sharing those stories, sharing those, you know, that advice. A lot of that happens at the spades. You're going 8 or you going 10. You know what that means?
I don't. You mean books?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I do.
Don't know about you. Not, going 9 is like a unwritten. Yeah.
Yeah, you go Boston.
Well,
Boston's all the way.
Yeah, Boston is all the books. You ever ran to Boston before?
Yes, I have actually. Yeah, no, for real. It was rare. It happened. I remember.
What you was playing? Your niece and your nephew?
No, that shit was like, you know, it's like lightning strike. It never happens, but when it does, oh my god.
I mean, just to say how rare it is, I probably have done it twice in my life. Maybe 3 times. I'm feeling like it's had to be 3, but I've definitely done it twice. In order for you to run a Boston, you have to have essentially the 13 best cards in the deck between you and your partner.
Exactly. Or know how to run it and get, you know, because sometimes
True.
you force the other
True.
team.
True. Because the other team can have an ace, but you don't give them a chance to play it. And then by the time they get a chance to play it, you cut it. I don't know where we're going to post this interview at, but I would love to hear a story about some real hardcore family violence happening because somebody reneged. I know it's happened. If you have it on tape, or if you have just that story, please share it with us. Huh?
That house caught on fire.
I'm telling, and I'm just talking about all for the purpose of like, I'm not talking about like, they was already fighting and that was the reason. I'm talking about they reneged and all hell broke loose because they lost or something. Like, I want to know what's the craziest real story. Or you can invest in an official Game of Spades expert deck, because at the end of the day, you can play any form of spades with it. Joker, Joker, Deuce, Deuce, Joker, Joker, Ace, Deuce, Joker, Joker, Ace down, anything. So again, the play on expert deck was somewhat of a play on words, but also the fact that better quality for presumably a better player, which would be deemed an expert, and also for the simple fact that if you are an expert spades player, you should be able to play any version of spades, which you are able to do with this deck. Spades Bowl is going to be the first championship league for spades. We're going to start with, I would say, maybe 5 to 10 cities for the first season. And we're going to have what we're going to call a playoff tournament, right? And then after we run this playoff tournament, that playoff tournament is going to ladder up to naturally a championship. The date, that city hasn't been chosen yet, but again, we're working on it. But the question was, what's next? What are we working on this year? We're going to get this Spades Bowl thing off the ground. Now, to kick it off, I am working on a very special event. It's going to be a Spades Bowl exhibition. I can say that, what can I say? Charities will be involved. Celebrities will be involved. And that's pretty much all I can say right now. So currently, we are actually a featured reward on Marlboro's website. So if you are a customer or you use the website frequently, you can earn points by doing that. And you can use those points to redeem them for our current expert deck, which I think is pretty cool. That has been going on. That partnership has been going on for almost 2 years. So has it been that long? That's pretty wild. Yeah, almost 2 years. And then we also have a new partnership with Foot Locker. So Foot Locker, yes, the Foot Locker we all know and shopped at for our entire lives. We are a featured reward on their Flex Rewards program. So if you are a Flex Rewards member and you shop at Foot Locker often, take those points and go to the Foot Locker website and go ahead and get you a Game of Spades expert deck. Just like I said, just Spades Bowl. We got a couple special deck concepts we're working on. Just getting back to the grind, just really just getting back to my old self, my old ways, just continuing to innovate. I'm a creative. I never stop going. I never stop trying to figuring out how I can get the Game of Spades on every single table in the world. If you're playing spades and you're not playing with the Game of Spades, you're playing wrong. It's pretty much that simple. It's always going to be a level of spiciness to any card game. Not any card game, any spades game. I just want that spades game to be played with the Game of Spades. It's pretty much that simple. Because we're going to spend a lot less time figuring out which joker is big, which one is little. It's a black-owned deck. Cards look like you, they look like me. And I'm not going to say look like you, look like me as if, that's the only people who going to see this interview. But at the end of the day, representation is important. So if that did mean something to you, I want that to be a moment, because I'm proud of that. At the end of the day, there's no secret that my deck is deliberately different, deliberately cultured, and like I said, will continue to be. So, not to get too much away from what was being said, but like I said, just having the ability to take something from here to the physical realm, and then taking that and then creating a funnel, a successful funnel, to then get that physical product from my house or my garage or wherever into people's hands all over the country, literally all over the world. The Game of Spades product sold in at least 48 of the 50 states. And then I would say probably a good 20 plus countries. So that, when you do things like that, or when you look at things like that, it's like, I got something. I think I got something. Um, so that's motivation by itself. But again, you can't get content. Listen, if you feel like you are a qualified individual who can bring something to this team, um, by all means, let's have that conversation. There's so many different ways that this thing can grow. It will grow. It's just a matter of who's going to come on that ride with me.